Hey everyone, welcome to the second day of the beginner's guitar course. Hope you've been practicing and really enjoying starting to play the guitar. In this lesson we're going to start to learn some chords, specifically the D and the A chord. If you haven't subscribed already, click the subscribe button, click the bell and you'll be notified each day when the video goes live. This is a chord diagram. The lines that are going down are the strings on the guitar. So the furthest left line is a low E string. Then the next line is A, next line D, then G, then B, then the furthest line right is in high E. So the squares above the first horizontal line is our first fret, and then the squares above our second line is the second fret, and then the squares above our third line is the third fret, etc. At the top you'll see some noughts and crosses. For this diagram, the crosses means that we're not going to play the E and the A string. The nought, this means we're going to play the string but it is an open string. We're going to be using chord diagrams throughout all of the lessons and it's a really good guide to help you play chords. So the D chord, what we're looking to do is place our first finger on the second fret of the G string, then we're going to place our second finger on the second fret of the high E, then we're going to place our third finger on the third fret of the B string. So once we've got those fingers down, we then want to use our right hand to brush from the D string downwards. Okay, and we do this by using our wrist. It's important to know that learning guitar is difficult and these chords will be difficult at first, but the more you practice it, the easier they become and then you'll really have no issues with them. So what I want you to do that is similar to the first lesson is fret our notes, and then with our right hand we're going to be playing from the D string downwards using our wrist. Then I want you to stop it. Okay, and then just release the pressure, give yourself maybe 10 seconds, and then push down again with those fingers, play those strings again. Okay, stop, release the pressure, push down again, play the strings again. Okay, just making sure that all the notes are ringing out. If we haven't got enough pressure on, it will sound something like this. Okay, there'll be some muted notes and some kind of horrible notes as well. Okay, so we really need to make sure we're getting enough pressure on those fingers, we're fretting them in the right place, and then we're hitting all the strings consistently with our right hand. Okay, so moving on to the A chord now. There are different ways to play the A chord. We're going to learn it the beginner's way. So what we're going to use is our first finger on the second fret of the D, our first finger tucked behind on the second fret of the G, and then our third finger tucked behind that on the second fret of the B string. Then for this chord we're going to strum from the A string downwards. So remember our A string is the second string down from our head as we're looking at it. Okay, and then we use our wrist. Okay, and then we have an A chord. So the key thing here is going to be switching between the two chords. Now this is something that is going to need to be practiced really slowly, okay, so your fingers aren't quite used to the shapes yet. Okay, so what I recommend you do is really spend a lot of time on each chord. Maybe even flatten your finger, okay, and then fret the chord again. Flatten your finger, okay, because this is essentially training the memory muscles in your fingers to get into that shape for the chord. And then do the same for the A chord. So we're going to strum it from the A string down, flatten our fingers, put it back in the position of A, and then strum from the A string downwards. So once you've got both of the chord shapes down, what we're going to need to do now is practice switching between them. Okay, so what I recommend you do is just do one strum of the D chord, and then move it to the A chord. Okay, real slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. A, 2, 3, 4. A, 2, 3, 4. If you practice that And gradually you could even get quicker, so you'll switch between the chords a bit quicker too. But again, the most important thing that we're looking for here is to make sure that all the notes are clearly ringing out. Once you feel you got these two chords down and you're switching between them, we're going to start to learn this song called Dance the Night Away by the Mavericks. Okay, now if you want to play it to the track, you're going to need to place your capo on the 2nd fret, okay, and then the shapes are exactly the same. We're going to learn it without a capo, so it's going to sound slightly different to the track. It literally just switches between the D and the A chord. Okay, so we got right back to where I should have been, 'cause now she's gone and I am free. So what we're looking to do here is just play 4 downstrokes on the D. Moving to our A. Back to our D. Back to our A. And essentially that just repeats throughout the whole song. So that is the D and the A chord, and then there is also a way to play Dance the Night Away by the Mavericks. So once you get comfortable with switching between the chords and also comfortable with your right hand, we're going to do some down up strumming. Okay, so it's 8 times on each of the chord. So we've got down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Then we switch to our A, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, D, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, to our A, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, and again, it's just really important to make sure that the notes are clear and that your right hand and your left hand are working in sync. So that is the 2nd lesson of the course done. I hope you'll join me tomorrow for lesson 3, where we're going to learn some more chords.